Hello everyone. In this section, I would like to talk about why political system and culture is a key determinant to technology, innovation, and also economic growth. First, let me show you to the reference mode of this study. According to Piketty, historical capital output ratio can be described by a U-shaped curve. He also found that the general evolution of capital share can also be described by the same U-shaped curve in Britain and also in France. It is important to note that there are cross-country differences in the capital output ratio. Furthermore, the aggregate depreciation rate has also increased from 3.4% per year to 4.3% per year in over the last 60 years. This means that the aggregate price of capital has decreased. The inverse of capital output ratio is the rate of return of the whole capital on an economic system. A higher core means a lower rate of return of the capital on the economy. It can be used as an indicator of the efficacy of a production system. It can be also be used as an indicator of a social infrastructure. So, the social infrastructure or the political system and culture may influence the behavior of capital output ratio. This is a normalized Douglas production function. What I would like you to note is that an increase in capital share alpha will also increase the amount of production. Creative destruction refers to the process of innovation mechanism where new technology replaces the older one. The faster it happens, the shorter the life of the capital in economy would be. This will be used in study as an indicator of the realization of innovation processes. Innovation can either happen through new technology development or adoption. There will be an income gap between an innovator economy and an adopter economy, even when they manage to adopt all of the technology used by the innovator. Technology advancement could increase the unemployment rate. This is because there is no link and match between technology use and the education that the people possess. The main objective of this study is to introduce an understanding of the interaction among technology, innovation, and economy under certain cultural and political systems. By using a model of system dynamics, it is hoped that it can offer a way for developing nations to improve their national productivity. A model of policy design should fully comprehend the behavior, offer a way for us to understand the system mechanism, and be able to show how the change in policies and structure will produce different outcomes. Of course, the model should be consistent. It should be relevant with the descriptive knowledge and also reflect the real decision-making process. This means all parameters must have real-world counterparts. In this study, the capital labor changes are assumed as a representation of the technological changes in the economy. The increase in the ratio means increase in technology level of the economy. The main focus of this paper is to construct the physical and decision-making structure regarding this ratio. For example, decision made on investment and employment decision. It is important to keep in mind that capital and labor intensity are not constant. The study uses the profit maximizing behavior assumption to model the decision-making structure of the acquisition of production factors, capital, and labor. the above mathematical equations of the model are converted into a simple system dynamics model of technology, innovation, and economic growth by also taking account of the climate and conditions thus reflected by a regime of political system and culture. As U-shaped curve of capital output ratio. The model consists of a single factor two-factor production system that incorporates rational national income accounting at an aggregate level and the important mechanism to determine output, capital, labor, and capital intensity. The model is composed by 8 subsystems which interlink with each other: economy, population, capital, technology, labor, political system and culture, and innovation and wage. The model is formulated from a familiar theoretical model, the multiplier accelerator model of Samuelson, with several minor modifications. The model in this study also considers the good availability that affect the consumption, government spending, investment, and export. The capital output ratio influences the capital intensity with positive direction. Meanwhile, the lifetime of capital with negative direction. In turn, this capital intensity will augment the accelerator and multiplier groups. There are some fluid diagrams of the model. There are 2 simulation experiments. First is the experiment of reference mode innovator scenario. The innovator scenario is used as a reference mode by applying an asymptotic decline in life of capital, an asymptotic growth of population, and the capital output ratio is assumed to be U-shaped curve. It is based on Piketty's empirical research. In this scenario, the political system and culture are conducive to attain an optimal production system. 2 assumptions are made regarding this reference mode scenario: positive net export and lowering and match between technology and education happens, but only in a relatively short period. This is the figure of capital intensity alpha. This figure can show that the model can produce the U-shaped curve of capital intensity alpha. This conforms to the historical behavior of alpha, which is formed by Piketty. This graph shows that the innovator scenario could produce a sustainable economic growth in the long run. This behavior is relatively similar the growth rate behavior shown by Piketty. The effect of the assumption that technology innovation could temporarily increase the labor higher time with increase in unemployment rate, but only for a short time, is shown here. This scenario shows that the innovator can maintain a sustainable growth of economic demand, which in turn would strongly influence the growth engine of the economy. This indicates that innovation that occur in a conducive regime would allow the production system to achieve its optimum condition. This would result in a long-term sustainable economic growth due to sustainable demand. Moving on the adapter scenario, this is the second scenario. There are negative net export and a weaker match between technology and education level. The capital output ratio value is said to be higher than its value on the reference mode. It also assumes that import fraction is higher than the export fraction. The effect of technology on higher time gradually increase on the final value of 1.5 for a long period. The next several slides show the comparison of economic growth between the innovator and the adapter. Figure 12 shows that the income per capita of the innovator scenario sustainably increases Meanwhile, in the adapter scenario, the growth of income per capita is relatively stable. This is because in the innovator scenario, the income growth surpasses the population growth, while it is relatively equal in the other scenario, as shown in Figure 13. Figures 14 and 15 shows the wage and unemployment rate behavior. The innovator scenario is, of course, better than the adapter scenario. This is because the wage is constantly increasing and that the unemployment rate is lower compared to the adapter scenario. Also, the capital labor ratio is higher in the innovator scenario and also continuously increasing compared to the adapter scenario. This is due to the capital growth in the innovator scenario that surpasses the labor growth, as shown in Figure 9. The innovator scenario can maintain a sustainable demand growth in an economy will strongly influence the growth engine of the economy. In turn, the investment in the innovator scenario is continually increasing with a relative high growth as shown in Figure 20. On the other hand, the investment growth is relatively low in the adapter scenario. As explained before, a technology adopter will import technologies from abroad to be able to advance their own technology. Because of that, in its adapter scenario, the net export will go to the negative value, while innovator can maintain the positive growth of net export. This import of technologies, in turn, could increase the total import of the economy. The negative net export will continually become larger. If the zero net export can be maintained for a long time, as shown in Figure 22, namely as adopter optimistic scenario, the economic growth in the optimistic scenario is higher than its value in the adapter scenario. The analysis above shows that climate and conditions created by the political system and culture of a certain regime affect the pattern of economic growth due to technological innovation. A conducive political system and culture are able to achieve an optimum condition of production. This needs to accommodate by balancing import and export. It should support the capability of the science and technology development through science and technology institutions. In all, the study shows that sustainable increase in capital intensity is accompanied by demand growth that can be maintained through technology innovation. This could continually improve the total economic performance. To be able to achieve this, the relevant countries should aim to create a conducive political system and culture for the production system, came up with strategy that aims to balance the import and export, and also endorsement of science and technology development. That is all from me. Thank you very much.